Hello there and welcome back to my new video. In this video I want to share with you one new prototyping tool named Mockitt. It's spelled with a double T. So this is a cloud-based prototyping tool with lots of comprehensive functions and a user-friendly interface. Also there are two things which fascinates me the most. First, it's very fast and I didn't experience any lag whatsoever while working in it. And the second, its user interface is well designed and you don't need much time to adapt. So basically this is a web-based application and you can use it from your web browser as soon as you register. This software is free to use and you can play with it all you want. So the first thing which you need to do here, you need to create your account on this website. So the website URL is mockitt.wondershare.com. So this link will be down in the video description so you can check that out. And once you register here, you need to sign in. And after you sign in, you just need to click here this workspace button, and this will take you to a dashboard. And here, without further ado, I'm going to show you how to create a prototype, and we're going to design 3 screens for Instagram applications, so you will see. And first here we need to create our project. So just click this create button on the left side and select prototype. So here we can select different templates. So we have mobile devices, iPads, for a web page, for Apple Watch, for a CarPlay, or we can use a custom template as well. So in this case I'm going to select here, let me see, Google Pixel 2 XL, or you can choose Google Pixel 2, so as you wish. And after that you should be able to redirect to this Mockitt web application. So here, as you can see, this is our user interface and it's very easy to navigate. And now I'm going to show you some of the tools which you can use. So the first thing on the left side here, we have some tools like a text tool, a rectangle tool, oval tool, a line tool, then we have an image view tool, and we also have this link area. And this link area is basically an area which lets us link our components from our screen to other screens in our project here. So I'm not going to add that right now, but those tools can be added to our screen just by dragging and dropping. Also here we can see all our screens, and down below we can see the layers inside our screen. So currently we are at our home screen and we can navigate to our screen too just by pressing on it, so like that. So it's very simple. Then here on the center we have our canvas and we have our actual application. Then here on the right side we have a state, we have a built-in components, and there are many different components which we can choose from. So as you can see, those are some basic ones. Then we have some components which are specific for iOS operating system. Then when we scroll down below we should be able to see some more components for a material design. So we have a app bar, status bar, search bar, buttons, and basically everything we need for our application. And also we have some Windows 10 components as well. So as you can see, there are lots of elements here to choose from. Then we have this My Widget section, and we can create our own widgets here. Then we have our icon section here, and here we can search for some icon to add in our project immediately. So we can search, for example, for home icon, and we can just drag and drop that here on our screen. And finally we have a master area, and you can create your own master component as well. But for now I'm going to just open this built-in components, and here of course on the right side we have properties which we can change on our screen for each and every component of ours. And on the top we also have some options to save our changes, to undo our changes. Also there are some useful shortcuts we can choose, like Ctrl Z to undo and so on. We can also use Ctrl and mouse wheel to zoom in and out of our screen. And also finally we can share our project by clicking this share button, and we can share the link to all our friends and families or the clients. So now enough talking. I'm going to start and design a few screens for our Instagram application. So the first thing, I'm going to rename this screen to say splash screen and press enter. So after that I'm going to remove this header for now. I'm going to select this status bar component, and I'm going to change its color to black here. So just press this fill and change the color. So the next thing, we're going to create a background for our splash screen. So I'm going to choose this rectangle tool. Okay, so like that. And I'm going to drag this all the way to the bottom so we can cover the whole screen. And here inside this properties panel we can choose stroke or fill color. In this case, I'm going to disable this stroke color and I'm going to add a black color for our background. Next, I'm going to add the Instagram logo, and I already have some prepared icons and assets for this prototype. So I'm going to select this image tool, and now I'm going to select this upload image, then this PC, and here I'm going to search for Instagram logo. So click open, and now we can change the size of this Instagram logo, and now I can set that to a center of the screen, so for example right there. And next I'm going to add 2 more images which I have already prepared. So just drag and drop this image component, and let's upload our own image. So here I'm going to choose this Facebook. So I have already prepared this image, so I'm going to reduce its size a little bit. Okay, so for example like that, and I'm going to set that on the center of our screen down below, so here. And we also need to add one more text, so I'm going to select this text component, and I'm going to drag that here. I'm going to change its font color to white. I can set its opacity to 70%, for example, right there. Here I can type from. Okay, I can increase its size to, for example, let's say 16, or maybe even greater, to 18. I can set its letter spacing to maybe 2.5. So let me just zoom in by hitting Control and mouse wheel. Okay, I can set it right here. So margin between those two can be 6. And for example, this is how our splash screen will look like. So if you want to move around this canvas, you just need to hold space and move on the canvas by dragging the mouse. So like that, it's very easy. And this is our splash screen, for example. So now what we can do, I can, for example, select this background, and I'm going to drag this button to our screen too. So basically, whenever we tap on our background, I want to navigate to our second screen. So here, when we drag this line, we have received this event, and here I'm going to create a tap event. So whenever we tap on our screen, we're going to get navigated to our second screen. And here I can choose some transition, animation, and its duration. But for now, I'm going to leave that as it is, without any transition animation. And now let's save that, and let's preview this application for now. So now, as you can see, when I press this background, we're going to get navigated to our second screen immediately. So let's get back now, and let's continue working on our second screen. So first, double click on this screen, and let's rename this to a main screen. Press enter. Okay. So next I'm going to change this status bar color to black. Then I'm going to create the action bar or top app bar. So I'm going to increase its width here, and its height should be 56. Okay, so let me just move that on the top right here. I'm going to change the stroke and increase this fill color to black. So let me just zoom in. Next I'm going to add one image component here. I'm going to select the image from my PC which I have prepared for this purpose. So this one, Instagram title. Okay, so we have this Instagram logo right here. I'm going to decrease its size, and I'm going to center that here on this top app bar. So the margin on the left can be, for example, 12. Okay, next I'm going to add 2 more icons here, but I'm not going to choose those already prepared icons from our Mockitt resources. I'm going to choose my own icons which I have prepared by myself. So let me add a new image component. Let me select a new image here. Okay, so this one. So this is a heart icon, and I'm going to reduce its width and height a little bit. Okay, so let me just move that right there, and I think that that will be fine for now. And now I can copy this same image, so you can just hold Alt and drag this on the right side. And here for this second image view, I can just use some other icon, for example this message icon which I have already prepared. Okay, so for now it can look something like that. I can just move this a little more on the left side, and here the margins between them can be, for example, 20. Okay, so now we are done with our action bar. Next I can add a background here, so the background will be a black color as well, because we are designing a dark version for our Instagram. So let's choose color black. Okay. Here also below our action bar we can add just one line, and we can increase its width, and we can change its opacity to maybe 20%. Okay, so like that. And we can just select this line and hold Alt, and we can copy that line down below as well, because we're going to need that for our bottom navigation bar. So let's create one more rectangle here for our navigation. Its height can be 56 as well. Okay, let's move that right here. Let's increase its width. Let's change its color to black as well, and let's put this line on top of our bottom navigation here. Okay, so something like that. And now we can add some icons for our bottom navigation view. I have also prepared my personal icons, so I'm going to choose this image. Then I'm going to select those from here. So first we have a home icon, and I can just decrease its size a little bit. Okay, so maybe something like that. Okay, so now I'm going to speed up this video a little bit so I can rearrange those 4 or 5 icons in this bottom navigation view. So basically I'm going to set it right here, and I'm going to hold the Alt and just drag and drop so I can copy this same image and just change its image. Okay, so now I have added all those icons, and now we need to add a profile image right here. So for that I'm going to choose this same image. So this is a predefined component, and here I'm going to choose a new image from my PC. And for example, I'm going to choose Bill Gates image here. Okay, so let's wait until this image is uploaded. Okay, so here on the right side we have one interesting option that says circular cutting. So just select that, and now we should be able to see this circular shape for our image. And also we can set this image as we want, so something like that, for example. Okay, so let's zoom out now, and this is how our navigation will look like, for example. Okay, so now I'm going to select this image, and now I'm going to hold Alt, so I can drag and drop this circular image right here on the top, and I can increase its width and height here. So for example 15 width and height. Okay, so something like that. So now I'm going to copy this same image a few more times on the right side, so just hold Alt and drag this image. Okay, so again. So now in order to have the same margins between each one of those images, we can select them all by holding down the Shift and just selecting all of them. And here on the top, just mouse hover over this align, and down below we need to click this distribute horizontally. So now we're going to have the same space between those items. Okay, perfect. And now we can just change the images of each one of those circles. So just change them from here. I'm going to choose from my PC. And I can just increase the size of this image, and I can move that right here. So for example like that. Next let's click on this image, and let's choose another image from my PC. So for example this one. Okay, so let's go to the next image, let's choose another one. And we can move this image, and we can increase its size, for example. And final one, let's choose one more. And also we can add one circular shape around those icons, and for that let me just insert one more image component, and let me choose one image which I have already made, so this one, and I can reduce its size, for example like that, and we can place that around this circular shape, so something like that. And I can just hold Alt to copy that on the right side. Okay, so like that, just hold Alt again, and we can move those two image components, so just select them. And if you select all of them, you need to deselect the background, so just hold the Shift and you can deselect the background, and now we can move them a little bit on the right side. Okay, so here is how it can look like. So of course I'm not going to copy Instagram that precisely, and now I'm going to speed up this video a little more so I can create a few design elements here. Okay, so now we need to add one more icon, and from here I'm going to select this icon, and here I'm going to search for menu, or I can search for a dot. Okay, and now we can select this icon, and we can place that right here. We can change its color to white. And now for the images, I'm going to select one component that's named carousel. So let me just add that right here. And now I'm going to increase its size a little bit. So for example 360, and here as you can see we have few options. I'm going to disable this autoplay, and I'm going to select for example 3 images. So the first one, then the second one, then I'm going to add just one more. And now let me show you how will that work. So just click this preview button. So now as you can see when you try to scroll, as you can see this is how our carousel now works. And of course we can change the height and the width of this carousel if we want. Okay, so let's get back now here, and I'm going to add a few more things. Okay, so this is for example how our main screen can look like. So of course there are more things which can be added here, but this is just for the example purposes. And you can see how easy it is to create a beautiful design and a prototype. And for example we can create one more screen here, so just press this plus button, and this third screen can be called messages for example, so just press enter. And here from our main screen we can select our message icon here, and we can drag this point to our messages screen. And now here we can select the actual event, so we can select the tap event, and we can choose some transition here for example, so I can select this right push. Duration can be for example, let's say 500 milliseconds, and let's preview that. So now when we press this, we're going to get navigated to this third screen, and also we can select a splash screen, so like that, and here we can just press on this black background, and we can open our main screen, and we can just move this carousel, and we can watch different images. And when we press this button, we should be able to navigate to our third screen. And now I'm going to speed up this video a little bit so I can design this third screen as well. So here from our components we can also choose some pre-made components like a search bar for example, and we have different ones for material design and for iOS, or we can of course create our custom own. But for example let's try and drag this here, and we can double click on that and select its elements. So for example here I can change the radius to let's say 20, so a full radius, or maybe 50. Okay, we can change its height to maybe 40. We can increase the size of this search view or a search icon. We can remove for example this other icon. We can select this background, and we can change its background to something different, so for example something darker. And here for the color of this icon I can select some lighter color. Okay, so let me just choose this one. Okay, so like that. And here also I can add for example one text now, and I can type here search. So just select that, click color here. I'm going to select this one or maybe this one, and just set it right here. So this is how you can create your own custom component from those pre-made components. So you can drag any component from here, and you can customize that all you want. So it's a very good thing. And also you can group multiple elements here very easily. So for example, as you can see down below in our layer section, we have our search bar, and when we move this search bar, this search icon will not, or this search text will not move. So I'm going to press Ctrl Z to undo, and here I can just drag this search text inside this group, and now if I move this whole group, everything will be moved as well. So let's click Ctrl Z to get back, to undo. And if you want to group multiple elements into one group, it's very easy. So you just need to hold down the shift and select multiple elements. So for example like that, so click this and hold shift and select this one, and now press Ctrl G. This is a shortcut to create a group, and now as you can see down below, a new group has been created. And from here of course we can change the name of this group by double clicking on that, and we can rename that to for example header. Press enter, and there you go. And now I'm going to also speed up this video just a little bit so I can complete this design. Okay, so now we have basically created for example one message here, and now I can select and group all those elements here by selecting one of those elements and holding down the shift. So I'm going to now select this one and this one and this one. So remember, hold down the shift while you select multiple elements, and then press Ctrl G, and here a new group will be created. And now of course I can move that down below to copy one more of its group. So just hold Alt and drag that here. And now I'm going to copy this group multiple times, so just hold Alt. So now we can change those images right here, so you can just select one of those images and change the image. But of course I'm not going to do that because this is just for example purposes. And now we can create one more button for the camera. So here I'm going to choose for example this rectangle. I can reduce its height to for example 56. Okay, so like that. I can increase now its width to match the parent. I can change its fill color to something darker, so like that for example. And here I can just, and now for example I can choose one of those camera icons from this group. So double click, click Ctrl C, and we can just click Ctrl V to paste this same icon. So those are pretty useful shortcuts, and we can just use this copy and just place that right here. So let me just zoom in. We can change its fill color to blue, and also we can add here a new text which will say camera. We can change this text attributes like font size, for example 18. We can change its boldness to medium. We can change its color to blue, and there you go. So now we can select both of those elements by holding down the Control and selecting multiple elements. Now hit Ctrl G, and this is now one group, and now we can center that here on the screen. Okay, and let's zoom out now. Now let's select our splash screen, and let's preview. So now as you can see, when we press this background, we're going to get navigated to this main screen. Here we can move this gallery of images. Okay. And here when we click this message icon, we will navigate to our new screen, and that is our messages. Okay, and one more thing. So I want to show you how to use states, and let me show you that. So let's get back here, and for here I'm going to select this states button, and here we can create different states. So we can create a new state, or we can copy our current state of this messages screen, and we can modify it. So for example, I'm going to click copy. So this is our second state, okay? So now select this second state, and here, for example, I want to add, let me see, I want to search here for a keyboard, and I'm going to choose this material design keyboard. So let's just drag and drop that right here. Perfect. Now let's open up this state as well. So now, as you can see, when we select our first state, we're going to hide that keyboard, and when we press on our second state, we're going to see that keyboard. So now I basically want to make that when I click this search widget, that this keyboard can show up. And for example, I can add one more thing in our second state. So let me just select this group, then I'll double click on that, so we can choose this background. And here for the stroke, I can select, for example, let me see, maybe white color. So for example, it will look something like that. So let me just zoom in a little bit. And here I can remove this search, and I can just add, for example, this one line. So this is just for example purposes, of course. And now I'm going to get back to our first state, and I'm going to select this group for a search widget. Then from here, I'm going to drag this link to the second state. So right here, okay, and here we have created a new event. So whenever we tap on our search widget here, we can open our keyboard on our second state. So let's check that out. So click preview. So click this search. And as you can see, we have basically animated our screen with a new state, where we have added a new component, this keyboard, and we have modified our search widget here as well. So that will be all for this video. I hope that you have learned a lot. So this Mockitt prototyping tool is very useful. It's very fast and easy to adapt. You can try it out for free, so no worries. So thank you for watching. Please like this video if you find it helpful, of course, and see you in the next one.